Hi, it's time for another story about our country's past. In some of the stories that we have already shared, I have mentioned the Revolutionary War, or sometimes it was called the War for Independence. Oh, it was such an important war for our country that I think we should learn more about it. What caused it? How did it happen to start? Well, some 200 years ago, the eastern part of our country was made up of 13 colonies, and each of these colonies belonged to the country of England. The King of England made the laws, and he also demanded that the American colonists, the people living in the colonies, pay him money called taxes. Now, to make sure that his laws were obeyed and the money paid, he sent soldiers to America. These soldiers were called redcoats because of their bright red uniforms. Many of the colonists became angry with the way they were being treated by the king. Why, they even pulled down a statue of him that stood in New York City. These colonists believed that they had the right to make their own laws, and they did not want to pay the tax money. When the King of England would not listen to their complaints, the colonists decided they would have to fight for their rights. Now, they wanted to keep their plans a secret from the redcoats, so they hid their guns and ammunition. One of the towns where they hid these supplies was Concord. But the redcoats found out about this. They decided to march to Concord and capture the guns. On their way to Concord, the English redcoats met some very determined American colonists. A battle followed, and the War for Independence had begun. I got to thinking about that first battle of the Revolutionary War when I found these old silver spoons up here in the attic. They reminded me of the exciting things that happened to a girl and boy, Debbie and Tim, just before that Battle of Concord. It all had to do with 6 silver spoons. The sun was not yet up when Tim called his sister from the bottom of the stairs.
Debbie, Debbie, wake up! Wake up, Debbie, wake up! It's almost time to go.
Debbie hopped out of bed and ran to the door. Today, she and Father and Tim were going to Grandmother's farm. It was 15 miles away, near Lexington. Grandmother had not been well. 10 days ago, she had called for Mother, but now Grandmother was well again, and Mother was coming home. Tomorrow was Mother's birthday. They had a surprise for her. 6 beautiful silver spoons made by Paul Revere. Father said that Mr. Revere was the finest silversmith in all of Boston. Debbie picked up Miss Arabella doll and ran downstairs. Hannah was in the kitchen.
Eat your breakfast.
Is Father here?
Well, he had to go to Watertown. Looks like we're going to have more trouble with the British.
But Watertown is miles away. He can't get back in time to take us to Grandmother's.
Fiddlesticks, it's not so far. He left hours ago.
There's Father now.
But it was not Father, it was Tim.
I took Dobbin and the Shay around to the front. We are ready to go.
Debbie is scared your pa won't get back.
He will if he can.
But I hear the British are ready to march on Concord.
To take the guns we have stored there.
Will they march today? Oh, Hannah, will they let us go to the farm for Mother?
There's no telling.
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Still Father had not come. At 2 o'clock, Tim decided to go and get the spoons from Paul Revere's shop.
It will save time. Father will surely be here by the time I get back.
I am going with you.
Soft white clouds sailed in the April sky. Apple trees were in blossom. Oh, but there were soldiers in North Square.
British soldiers.
Redcoats. Father says they should go back to England.
The children hurried across the busy square and down to a shop with the sign, Paul Revere, silversmith. Paul Revere was not in his shop, but a clerk told them that their spoons were ready. He handed Tim a little roll of soft gray flannel, and the clerk told the children they could look at the spoons. Tim untied the bundle and spread it out on the counter.
How beautiful. Oh, Tim, I wish we could show them to Mother this minute.
The clock on the wall struck 3. Tim tied up the spoons again.
We should have been on the road hours ago. Come on, Debbie.
A company of redcoats marched into North Square.
The British are up to something. They may not let us go now. We should have left at daybreak.
Without Father?
We could go by ourselves if we had to.
At the corner, they began to run. They raced down the street. Hannah met them at the door.
Your pa's not here yet.
Then he is not coming. We will go by ourselves. Come on, Debbie.
Well, what'll your pa say, land sakes? Aren't you afraid?
Tim gave Dobbin a little slap with the reins, and they were on their way to the town gates. On Debbie's lap lay the silver spoons. In her arms, she held Miss Arabella. 2 red-coated soldiers stood near the town gates. One of them came right up to the shay.
2 youngsters alone. And where might you be going?
To Grandmother's farm, near Lexington.
And what have you got there, little girl?
My doll and a present for my mother.
Let me see that. Ah, 6 handsome silver spoons. These are worth money. We'll keep them.
Debbie began to cry. Tim jumped out of the shay. He was very angry.
Give the spoons to my sister. They're a present for my mother.
Get back in the shay, young sir. You'll be lucky if we let you go.
Another redcoat came riding down Lexington Road.
Here comes the captain. He'll send you back to Boston.
Don't cry, Debbie.
But Debbie could not stop. Mother's birthday present was gone. The captain got off his horse. He came over to Tim.
Why is the little girl crying?
Tim told him about the spoons.
Are you taking them to your mother?
Yes, sir.
Give me the spoons. Give me your doll's dress and bonnet, little girl.
He rolled the spoons up tight in their flannel wrapper. Over this, he slipped Miss Arabella's dress. On one end of the roll, he tied the doll's bonnet.
Now you have 2 dolls. Don't tell anyone that you have a present for your mother.
Thank you ever so much.
I have a little girl in faraway England, too. She's just about your age. You must be on your way now. Take care of your little sister.
I will.
Goodbye.
In one arm, Debbie cuddled Miss Arabella. In the other, she held the make-believe doll.
Miss Arabella is going the rest of the way in her petticoat, but she doesn't mind.
It was night when they got to the farm. Tim drove into the barnyard. Mother and Grandmother heard them. They came running out to meet them.
Bless my soul.
Tim, Debbie, how glad I am to see you.
The night wind was cold, but the farmhouse kitchen was warm and bright.
But what is this? Miss Arabella in her petticoat?
Quickly, Debbie hid the make-believe doll in her coat pocket. Oh, Mother must not see the silver spoons until tomorrow.
We will make her a new dress.
But where is Father? Did he send you children alone?
He had to go to Watertown last night. We waited and waited, and then we came by ourselves.
Tomorrow is your birthday.
So it is.
Tim and Debbie put their coats down on the settee, and as they did this, Debbie whispered to Tim that she had hidden the spoons in her coat pocket.
It's Father!
Before anyone could get to the door, Father was in the kitchen. Father told them that the British were coming for the guns stored in Concord.
We believe that they'll march tonight, but when they get to Concord, they'll find nothing there. We've moved the guns out. We've stored them in new hiding places in other villages. We've worked very hard.
Then they'll come up Lexington Road. Quick, put on your coats, children. Help me get some food in my knives and forks and silver bowls. We'll go down to the shed at the back of the orchard. We are too near the road here.
There's no hurry. They'll not start out before the moon rises, and we may have news before that.
They put out all the candles. Debbie sat by the front window. She listened for the tramp of marching feet. Tim and Father stood out by the edge of the road. They, too, were watching and listening. After a while, Debbie put her head down on her arms and fell asleep. She was awakened by the sound of a galloping horse. She ran out to the steps. A horseman slowed down and shouted to Father that the British had left Boston. The redcoats were coming. In an instant, the horseman was gone, galloping away toward Lexington.
That was Paul Revere.
Paul Revere?
Debbie thought of the silver spoons. She ran back to the kitchen and picked up her coat. She put her hand in her pocket. The make-believe doll was gone. Oh, she knew she had put it there. She looked under the settee. It wasn't there. It wasn't on the table or on any of the chairs. Debbie began to cry.
I've lost them.
What is the matter?
I've lost your birthday present.
Father and Tim came in.
I've lost the spoons.
No, you haven't.
Tim took the make-believe doll from his pocket.
Here they are, Debbie. I thought they would be safer with me.
Let's give them to Mother now. It's 1 o'clock of a brand new day. It is Mother's birthday.
Mother untied the bundle and saw the 6 silver spoons.
Oh, such beautiful spoons.
Paul Revere made them.
That's the Lexington Meeting House bell. It's the call to arms. I must go to Concord to meet the redcoats. Tim will take you to the orchard. Stay there till the troops have gone past. You'll be safe there.
Yes, and so will the silver spoons.
And that was the book, 6 Silver Spoons by Jeanette Sebring Lowry. Perhaps Debbie and Tim were not real people, but Paul Revere most certainly was. I hope that perhaps you will look for other books about him. We learned today that he was a silversmith and that he made a very important ride just before the Revolutionary War. I hope, too, that you will be coming back to my attic again soon so that we can share still other stories about America's past. Goodbye.
The preceding program was made possible by a grant from the Ohio Department of Education.